Welcome everyone to the Easter eggs, references, and overall fun facts about Camp Season 2. If you didn't see the Season 1 video, then be sure to check that out. But with that said, let's begin. In episode 1 on the paper David is looking at, you can see an ad for a chicken dentist, a reference to Rooster Teeth's slightly weird name. We are also introduced to Daniel, who is voiced by Evan Gregory, which is one of the members of Shmoy Yoho.
Now that's the kind of nature you don't just find in any old neck of the woods.
The entirety of episode 1 is a reference to Jonestown, which they make mention of a few times in the episode. Jonestown is technically a location where cult leader Jim Jones convinced his followers to drink poisoned grape Kool-Aid and kill themselves, something Daniel tries to do in this episode as well.
Hey, David.
Yes, Nikki?
Wake up and smell the Kool-Aid!
Was better in Jonestown.
Keeping up this camp charade and tricking kids to drink Kool-Aid to sacrifice them. Oh, wait.
Daniel's eyes throughout the entirety of this episode don't blink a single time. In episode 2, Neil's new computer parts are in a box labeled Newegg, a play on the real-life Newegg, which also sells computer parts. When Neil opens his safe, there is a sticker of David dressed as a Vault Boy from the Fallout series. The other stickers in there include Wayland Industries, which is a reference to Wayland Yutani Corporation from the Alien franchise, Ashiba, which is Akira, a 1988 anime movie, Cyberdyne Restaurant, which is a reference to Cyberdyne Systems from the Terminator franchise, and the Tyrell Corporation, which is the Tyrell Corporation from Blade Runner. Neil enters 636chan, a reference to the website 4chan, and also a reference to the old office building Rooster Teeth used to be in, 636. Also on that website you can see the link, Anon likes grapes, a reference to people like grapes.
Like, people like grapes.
People like grapes. I want to see that as a shirt. I want to picture Gavin's face and just, people like grapes.
When Neil is coding, you can see the text, "They see me coding, they hatin'," float across the screen, a reference to Ridin' Dirty.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
Also part of the text that floats across the screen are the words "Follow the White Rabbit," a possible reference to The Matrix, where Trinity tells Neo to do the same thing. In episode 4, we are introduced to Jeremy Farts, who is voiced by Jordan Swears, one of the head creators and writers of the show.
I wish. It's actually Jeremy Farts. It's a family name.
The title of episode 5, Jasper Dies in the End, is a reference to David Wong's novel, John Dies at the End. Also, during the flashback, one of the camp counselors, Darla, is voiced by Raina Scully, former member of SourceFed and now part of the Boys Only Club.
I have an idea, Mr. Campbell. Why don't we have Davy join you and Jasper on the trek too?
In episode 6, Preston says that no one dares enter the quartermaster's dorm. However, in the episode Cult Camp, both Gwen and perhaps Nikki go into the quartermaster's dorm, respectively finding money and taking grenades as baseballs.
But no one's ever dared to go into the quartermaster store!
Found a stash of cash Campbell hid in the quartermaster store behind a box of grenades.
Sorry, foul ball.
Much like the quartermaster, the quarter sister is also voiced by Shannon McCormick.
I don't care what you tell me about him. I ain't gonna talk to this bastard man.
Good, because I ain't going to talk to you neither.
Amongst the books that the quartermaster owns include Deus Ex Machina, War and Peace, Everybody Poops, Ducks, Shave the Cat, Encyclopedia Satanica, which Space Kid encounters, and a made-up book called Speaking Calmly by Alex Jones.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
In episode 7, when Gwen is teaching everyone about the Heimlich maneuver, on the chalkboard you could see the 5 signs of choke, a reference to the 5 signs of death.
He came back telling me about the 5 signs of death. And one is head removed from the body. And the second one was all burned up. If they're all black, not a black guy. You know what I mean? All black. Third one was blood on the outside of the body. What? Man, I cannot remember what the last 2 were. Maybe I need to go take the class.
The shipping community trash, the best unspoken joke. The waitress in the restaurant is voiced by Victoria Holden, otherwise known as Sailor B.
Oh, look at you, little man. Do you want to be a waiter when you grow up?
In episode 8, one of the employers that is interviewing Gwen looks eerily similar to Bernie Burns.
With so many other good candidates, why should we hire you?
Shut up! Hey! Shut up in there! Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Spider Guy poster, the close but non-copyright infringing Spider-Man knockoff. In episode 9, Neris named her egg Egolus, a pun off the Lord of the Rings character Legolas.
We agreed that Egolas the Ivory Mage was going to focus on his incantations.
In episode 10, the Morse code Neil uses on Space Kid to go away was fuck off.
Roger that.
we learn that Space Kid's real name is Neil Armstrong, who was the first man to land on the moon. In episode 11, the drug dealer the Flower Scouts do business with is Kevin, a reference to a Rooster Teeth animated adventure.
And he's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I don't know, what's up?" And he looks down, he's like, "Want to buy some drugs?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Come here, what's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Michael." He's like, "I'm Kevin." I'm like, "Pleasure to meet you, Kevin."
Right, cane sugar. Look, Dirty Kevin don't sell to no kids.
There was also a reference to Breaking Bad in this episode as well. Tabby ends up smacking Walter White as Jesse Pinkman watches on in the background. All of the ending songs for this season were performed by Richie Branson. Episode 1's was Cult of Personality.
I stuck around like Trump's toupee, flow killer like a Jonestown cup of Kool-Aid.
Episode 2's was I For One Welcome Our Robot Overlords.
My intelligence is far from artificial. I swear to God, my mental sharper than the artist's pencil.
Episode 3's was The Bard's Tale.
Hold up, I just roll for initiative. So you know I don't give a shit.
Episode 4's was Least Likely to Succeed.
Said I'd never make it, I was too strange like Wu-Tang. And I couldn't flow like 2 Chainz. No butane, but I do flames like Liu Kang, I do things.
Episode 5 was Flashback.
I came to save the day, never fear. Took a sip and now I'm lit like LA Gear.
Episode 6 was Family Matters.
Had to tell my girl before we started dating, yo, I like you a lot, but are you sure we're not related?
Episode 7 was Bon Bon Voyage.
Bye Felicia, gone Keisha. I'm just trying to risk it all for Bone Quisha.
Episode 8 was Underpaid and Overqualified.
Damn, that's why I gotta get my dollars high. I see the job listings, but I might not apply.
Episode 9 was Malaya's Melody.
When she was just a zygote, I was going psycho. Zika going viral, so I kept her in a silo.
Episode 10 was finally I Got to Make a Space Kid song.
3, 2, 1. It's a blast off every time I hit the blunt.
Episode 11's was Bake Sale.
Look, I started at the bottom, couldn't even top the red. Now I'm rolling in the dough and I ain't talking chocolate chip.
And episode 12's was Outro.
Gotta spend more time with my bloodline, cause nobody loves family like I love mine.
So there you have it. Those were the Easter eggs, references, and overall fun facts about Camp Season 2. If there are any that I missed, then be sure to let me know down in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're interested in more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video.